Okay, everybody, you're getting the inside dressing room to being fitted here at Riley's Farm. I feel like I'm in my shift. So what that means is basically this would be like the equivalent of being in your bra and panties back back in the day. So you guys can tune in. They're going to go ahead and outfit me full period costume down to the shoes and stockings. I'll show you later. But when you come to an event here, some of the events, they have dinners and stuff. I have my hands here because I am a little breasty right now. But they fit you like you wear period undergarments. Let's just say that. So everything they do, they take your measurements when you're going to sign up for their special events. They have a lot of really fun events. We've done one before. The picture that I advertised was, what was it called? That one, that it was Summer Masquerade. And I had to take my measurements and set them ahead of time, and they fit you. And Mary, tell them what you do.
Here we have a ton of field trips, so we have all kinds of living historians that are costumed constantly, and then we costume for the special events and for our theater company too.
Yeah, so this room, I'm gonna just kind of, if you guys can see, I mean, they have all kinds of period costumes. They have people sewing in here. They make everything, so it's very authentic. Even the shoes and the stockings and the undergarments are all authentic. So they're fashion designers. They are getting reproduction fabric, and they're making period, you know, as an everyday person. I'm not going to be dressed fancy. This is like, I'm an everyday person, just, you know, coming to town, doing an errand, right?
Like an upper middle class.
Upper middle class. I've moved up in the world. I'm upper middle class. So I'm going to step back, and we're going to just do the process of what happens when they're dressing you. So I already have on, for modesty's sake, I have the shift, which is technically your undergarment, and then the corset. Women need to be supported. So this is their support garment. So I'm going to move back here, and Mary is going to fit me. She's selected some stuff. Can you guys see? Or maybe I'll move this up just a little bit so they can see a little bit better. Okay.
Okay, now she already has her shoes and her stockings on as well, because it's very difficult to bend over when you have your stays on, your corset, your
she's
stays.
getting me in.
So we're going to do her under petticoat first.
Okay.
This petticoat is of linen, and it's got ties in the back and the front. So the back ones tie first, and then you pull up the front and you tie the front one in the back.
So no buttons, no, they didn't have zippers.
No zippers.
No zippers.
Women's clothing didn't have a lot of buttons at the time because your body was constantly changing. You were pregnant a lot or nursing, chasing babies.
Ate too many pie.
If you were bloated that day because it's that time of the month.
Right.
Okay, we're going to do petticoat number 2. This is going to be her outer petticoat.
So what was the petticoat to make you look fuller?
They liked a very full silhouette.
See? I should have been in this time just for that alone.
They would often wear bum pads or
to make their hips and their butt
bigger.
Okay. But was it also that you had your clothing on you so that it was like you could change, or I mean, was there a reason? Because these are like cute enough that you could wear them out, right?
But it was your underwear, so you wouldn't.
Oh, like this? Nobody would wear this out.
Oh no, the petticoat. This is your over petticoat. So in the 18th century, all of your skirts were called petticoats.
Okay.
Like on a gown, for example. These are the skirts on an outer garment.
Oh, okay.
Would be called skirts. On the men's coats, the long parts of the jackets were called skirts.
Okay.
But in the 18th century, your petticoats were just.
So technically, skirts. That's your skirt.
And they did not become underwear until the 19th century, when your dresses were closed all the way around.
Oh, okay.
And when they were worn underneath only is when they became underwear.
Okay.
But the terminology stayed the same.
See?
Just to confuse
she knows
you.
her stuff. I have my little drink here.
Okay. So next we're going to stick a jacket on her.
Okay.
The other arm behind you. Your back and behind. Like
this way? Okay.
Yep. Okay, I'm going to help her get her sleeves down. So
my sleeves.
Stuffed up in her armpits. Now this jacket has false shift cuffs on it, because it was made
like a dickie, right?
Yeah, most of them did not have this.
Okay.
This was a modern convenience thing for one of the ladies this jacket was made for. So normally your shift would come out and show just like this actually does.
Okay, so your sleeve.
Yeah.
So your shift is like a blouse almost, kind of?
Kind of. Like the elbows usually showed.
Yeah.
And sometimes the neckline.
Right.
But when this gets stuck up in your elbow, it's super, or your armpit is uncomfortable. So So we're going to pull it out even though it's not going to show since she has the false shift cuffs on there.
Okay.
Come on. There we go. There we go. Okay, so that's how it would look
Okay.
even if these weren't on there. Okay, most gowns were pins. This one has hooks because it was made for somebody who worked in the tavern. And we can't have straight pins in the tavern near food. So
Okay.
all
Yeah, that would
the-
be bad.
Yeah.
Excuse me, miss, there's a straight pin in my
Yes.
pudding.
Hooks and eyes are not inaccurate, but they weren't
Okay.
the most common closure.
Okay.
So we do make that concession for the tavern so that we don't end up with pins in the applesauce because that's never
Yeah,
a
that
good
would be
thing.
bad. Okay.
Okay, your tucker's a little bit loose. I'm going to pin it a little so
Okay.
it will stay tucked in better.
You call that a tucker?
A tucker is this white ruffly bit.
Okay. And that
You
was
would
just
have-
decorative.
This was decorative. Women would either have a tucker in their neckline or handkerchief. A
Okay.
handkerchief would cover the bosoms.
Okay.
It was typically worn during the day.
Okay.
And
And
then
then
you
the
didn't want to get
evening,
sunburned.
they took it off.
Yeah, it wasn't a modesty thing. It was
Oh.
just sun protection and whatnot. So for special events and whatnot, you could wear no handkerchief. This much bosom was perfectly acceptable in the 18th century, and they actually liked it.
This is what women. This is how women looked. This is
Yeah.
period.
So
Okay.
this is a little bit more of a formal or evening type ensemble because it is worn without a handkerchief.
Okay.
And then I'm going to put a little breast knot here.
A breast knot.
Yes, a breast knot. So it goes at the breast. And yes, I am using straight pins. Don't drop it in your applesauce.
Okay.
But yeah, they use just these little straight pins.
And would a normal woman, would she be able to do this herself?
Mhm.
I mean, this is like,
I can get dressed in about 10 minutes, including lacing into my stays,
wow.
pinning myself into my gown, and putting my hair up.
How do you do the back of it? How do you? I didn't show that just for modesty's sake, getting into it. But your corset, I don't know if you could see, it goes this way, and then it's
And
just,
the back has eyelets down the back that you lace through.
and you have to lace it through, and then see, it felt like you were doing it loose, and then you tighten it as you go.
Yeah.
So you really had to be like flexible
Well,
to get
a lot
back
of times your strings would be long enough that they were at least partially laced.
there. Oh, okay. You slip into it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And honestly, most women did not live alone because that
Right.
wasn't really a thing at
Right.
that time, the majority of the time. So you would have somebody who could help you in if you couldn't do it.
Right.
Maids, however, pretty much put themselves into their stays all the time on their
Wow.
own because they were the maids.
Wow.
But if it was a big enough household, there would be two maids and they'd help each other
Right.
just because it's faster.
Right.
Okay, so I like to call this a fancy little haha. I
I'm
don't
gonna
have to
move
work
this so they
apron.
can see off to the side here. I'm gonna
Adjust.
adjust so they can see what's going on full length. Okay.
Okay.
Is it where you keep a pack of gum? I knew somebody was going to talk about my gum. I just spit my gum out so
On
that
purpose.
on purpose, Matt, because I didn't think that it wouldn't be period to be chewing gum.
No. Mm-mm. They chewed on other things, but not gum.
Tobacco, right?
I mean, maybe. Here, go ahead and sit facing this way so I
Okay.
can see what I'm doing to you in the mirror.
Okay, I don't know if you guys can see the shoes, but I have like these, I'll show you later, I have like these buckly shoes that are, they'd be perfect for a witch's costume, I think.
Face
This
that
way?
just a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to adjust this so I can see what I'm
Okay.
doing to you. Okay. So like I was saying about the apron, I call it a fancy haha I don't have to work apron because it's fancy enough you would not be working in it, but it was still a fashion accessory that a lot of women wore. So it was a very normal thing to wear even if you were upper class. They were just fancy enough that you didn't
Uppercut.
actually do anything. Okay. So I'm going to secure a little poof. They liked lots of poof.
I like poof.
Lots of poof, lots of rolls.
And doing hair was like, this is what they would do every day? Or is this like to go
You would
out?
do a basic style every day at
Okay.
least. I'm not going to do anything too fancy.
Okay.
If you were going out, you would do
Like an updo.
more.
Yeah.
It's all going to be an updo.
Okay.
Because women just wore their hair up at that point in history. They did leave sometimes like curls down
Okay.
from behind the ear, like a curl here. But I don't have a curling iron, so I'm not going to do that. And there's my husband trying to call me.
I'm doing some goofy lady's hair on Facebook Live. It's a lot of work these ladies had to put up.
But, I mean, when you're used to it, it's not as
Yeah.
big a deal because that's just what you're used to. It's not, you don't know anything else.
Right.
And once you know what you're doing, it doesn't take nearly as long.
And these pins,
So
these look very period.
this is a hairpin. versus a bobby pin. So
Right.
bobby pins were invented in the 1920s when women bobbed their hair, and they needed to hold hair back,
Right.
but not put it up. So like when you see the movies and the ladies take their hair out with like 3 pins, and you're like, that is so not accurate.
Right.
How was she letting her hair down? It's not the way it goes. Because if I use bobby pins, it takes me like 400 to keep my hair in
I
a
can
bun.
never find them. I'm always like
Like, where'd they go?
feeling the hair to get them
But when
out.
you realize you need 2 or 3 of these hairpins, it makes a lot more sense. You're like, oh, that's accurate. Because that's how women have been holding up their hair for hundreds of years.
Right.
Okay.
So it was taboo to have your hair down, like.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much. It was not the style. It was not really acceptable. It just wasn't really done. Younger girls could wear their hair down more.
The bonnet.
So this is actually a cap.
A cap.
A bonnet is a hat you would wear outside.
Okay.
A cap is a soft white garment, for lack of a better word,
Okay.
that you would wear indoors or out.
Okay.
I need to put some hair pieces in your hair for this cap here. I'm going to fill it out a little. They did use a lot of hair pieces.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to pin this in your hair so it
Okay.
doesn't go anywhere.
What do you guys think? Is this a good look for me?
You're adorable, darling.
Fabulous.
But yes, most women would wear a cap over their hair. Some very high class elitist women, maybe not. But that would be like those that actually follow Vogue today.
Yeah.
Kind of women, not
Right.
normal women.
And then the ribbon.
And I'm going to put a ribbon on to make it pretty. Okay, can you go ahead and face me?
This way?
Yeah, thanks. I'm going to pin the ribbon in before I tie the bow so I don't pull it right off her cap. And even the men had caps, but they weren't like this. They were a workman's cap. So, little linen caps. Most men didn't go about bareheaded either.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Was there a reason?
Sorry. It's just how it was.
Okay.
Like, it might have started out originally from, like, religious reasons,
Okay.
but it was the norm. It was just how it was.
I love your little Canadian out.
I don't know where it came from. I'm not Canadian.
Okay.
It just popped up and I can't get rid of it. And too much
You're gonna have me sing it now. I'll be
too
like,
much BBC in a
Yeah.
Canadian podcast, I think.
Right.
There
I'll
we
be
go.
like, I'm gonna take out my
Okay.
apples.
And that's you done.
I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if you come here, you do an event like one of their dinners or whatever. Oh, look at this cap. I love it. So funny. You get to wear one of these outfits, and it's fun. Now, my husband, I'll have to post pictures. When I came with my husband, Mike, if you know him, I mean, he's retired Air Force, he's retired police officer, he's very, very like, this is not his thing. And he put the period clothing on. It was hilarious because they didn't have belts. And, you know, the pants buckle in the back, and they're real saggy, and the shoes. So, I mean, it was hilarious. Yes.
breeches.
Yes.
They adjust in the back, but the bottom's very poofy.
Yes.
So you can ride a horse
Yes.
without splitting your trousers.
Right. So he had a
so
little
weird.
nickname for them, but it was pretty hilarious. So I'll have to show pictures of that so you guys can see. We're probably going to work our way over to the restaurant and do some food next. But I wanted to show you, especially women, to have appreciation for how easy we have it. We just throw on some yoga pants and put our hair in a ponytail and go. Like, this takes work. You have to put a corset on and, you know, all the lacing and getting into it and layers and layers and layers of clothes. And I want to tilt down so you can see the shoes. I hope you guys can see the shoes. Can you see them? They're not the most comfortable thing in the world. Hi, Tracy. They're not the most comfortable thing in the world, but you wear stockings. I mean, there's just layers and layers and layers of clothes. And of course you're buckled in this thing, and it's definitely a good instant diet. You definitely will eat. Oh, thanks, Lisa. You definitely eat less. Last time when we did a show here, I remarked saying that the corset, it feels kind of good in a way because you feel very like put together. And I think you eat less because like you can't eat, you know what I mean? So, instant diet, I'm going to try and sneak one in my purse when I leave so that I can wear it at home when I'm doing my cooking videos. So like when I want to taste things, I'll just be like, no, I can't afford it. I can't breathe. But stay tuned. I'm going to go off now, and then we're going to work our way over to showcase some food. The food here is great, and that's really the reason I came. Of course, I got apples today earlier. Thanks, Maddie. I'm going to be doing recipes tonight with pork roast and sauerkraut and these apples that I'm bringing home. I'm also bringing home a heirloom pumpkin, and we'll probably do some pumpkin recipes. So lots of fun things coming up. If you have ideas of things you'd like me to cook, drop me a message below, and we'll definitely accommodate that if I can and if I feel like it, if it sounds good to me. If not, then forget about it. Do it yourself. Right, Lisa? Seriously, I want to corset now. I think they take orders. They make them from scratch. They make them, I mean, these ladies are designers, literally designing clothing. I mean, it's like, I'm in this like cool little place back here, and this is like their studio, and you know, it's so fun talking to these girls. They know their fashion, and they make everything from scratch. They're making it, hand stitching it, designing it. I mean, it's amazing. Yeah, I'm gonna have, this is gonna go in my purse. Anyway, okay guys, I know, I'm gonna be like, I have to go. I'm running down to Albertsons in my like period clothing just to start a conversation. Anyway, you guys, super fun. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in a few minutes. Bye.